This is a Tears of the Kingdom challenge. And this is a random photo of my dog that I found it would be important to share. How hard would it be to beat Tears of the Kingdom without getting hit once? Here are the rules. Any type of damage from enemies or anything else will force me to restart. All weapons of all kinds are allowed. Armor is allowed, but it's useless. I don't have to fight every enemy I find, and I'm only going to complete the Great Sky Islands. I started the play of the game, I don't know, by picking up the decayed Master Sword, which I used to break these vines. Then I activated this terminal and left the building. Well, not really the building, but the cave area. When I finally started to see light outside, I made my way out, grabbed this chest, which the armor's useless, but I put it on anyways, and I jumped into the 3-minute cutscene. Fun, yay. Well, if I get hit a single time, or if I just take any damage at all, I have to restart. So I threw apples and stuff at this construct, because I was too scared to fight it. Yeah. Eventually I did fight it, but only when I got a flurry rush. I beat it up and stole its weapons, because that's basically what this whole playthrough is. I picked up the stuff that it dropped, grabbed a wooden stick, and then was finally able to make it to this area where I got the Puripad. Now I can access the map, which I basically never do except to teleport, which I only do once. I jumped down here, careful to try to avoid the constructs that I could, while still fighting some, but being super careful not to get hit at all. And I was terrified of this guy, but I really needed a shield. That would be really useful for me. So I flurry rushed him and stole his stuff. Flurry rushed him again, and he's gone. Now we can open up the Temple of Time, but oh, it's locked. Who could have guessed? So we need to get 3 shrines, which I carefully avoid some constructs, defeating them, and taking a bow and some arrows, which I eventually use to snipe this guy. And then I kind of just destroyed him with my stick. Now, I was able to get to the first shrine, which is right here. I entered and gained the ability of Ultra Hand, which I can now use to build stuff. 'Cause, yeah. And I'm not even gonna try to build something for here. I'm just gonna use a shield here. It's so much more fun and easy. Anyways, now I had a Light of Blessing, basically just a spirit orb, and I was able to build that and come over here where I built the bridge that I always use. Always. And I stole this bow and the arrows, and I tried to avoid these guys because I didn't know if they would run at me, which they didn't, but I was still careful. Came up here for no reason except an extra bow, because, yeah, I wasted time there. And I avoided constructs which were down there by going all the way around, because I'm terrified. If I lose this challenge, I'm going to be so mad. Usually I destroy that guy with a Korok. It's kind of a tradition of mine. But I was too scared this time, because if I get hit once, it's over. The second shrine. And I finally have Fuse. Took me a while to get here, but now that I have it, it'll be pretty good. I'll probably use it a lot. I started off by fusing a couple boulders to my weapons, and then was able to break through this wall, shoot down this chest, and gain the small key, which would access this next area. I used it, got into the next area, and walked along this pathway until I reached here, which has a sort of mini boss-like encounter. Not really like a boss, but kind kind of like a mini boss for new players. Gained another light of blessing, left the shrine, and got the, what's it called, fuel cell or something. Destroyed a bunch more constructs on my way to the third shrine, using mostly fire fruit, because it works really, really well. But I almost stepped in the fire a few times. Thankfully I didn't take damage, but I almost did. Here I flurry rushed 2 enemies at once, destroying them and took their gear. I traveled along here and got this Korok for no reason, because I forgot it was a Korok. Apparently it wasn't anything good. And then I threw my food off a cliff, which isn't recorded for some reason. I don't know, I guess I thought that since I couldn't take damage, I wouldn't need it. I still could have kept it for throwing at enemies, but for some reason I just threw away a bunch of my food. Scaled this, this is technically a mountain. We're gonna say it is. So I climbed up this mountain, built a minecart. Well, I didn't really build the minecart, I just attached a fan to one. Then Link stares into my soul. That's creepy. Anyways, at the top here, I threw my minecart off, collected a bunch of spicy peppers, and after doing that, I headed into the cave where I cooked them into many meals, or well, only 2. And then ate them, and this place was really stressful because of how many enemies there are, but I safely made it through with taking no damage. Now in the bottomless cave, I collected a bomb flower and avoided the bubble frog because it shoots bubbles. Who could have guessed? Threw the bomb flower at the like ran past before he could get me, threw another bomb flower and another at the last like, then climbed up this vine to the third shrine, where I finally got Ascend. I went through the shrine as normal, making sure to hopefully avoid this guy as much as I could. I almost lit on fire there, but I was okay. I completed this shrine and gained myself another Light of Blessing, which I shot that random bomb flower and somehow it hit those 2 constructs. This is gonna look fake in the video, but I promise I did it first try. And I actually had a really good landing here. So I used Recall, which I just recently got, then figured out I'm not strong enough to open the door. So I was told to go get the 4th shrine to get another heart container. So I used the unintended path to get it. Because, yay for unintended paths. We love those. Got into the shrine, used Rewind on a bunch of rafts, and on this pair of scissor-looking thingies, and got the last Light of Blessing. I was gonna try to glide back to the Temple of Time, but I'm too scared. So I jumped off and teleported. Because that's just how terrified I am. Because I'm nearly at the end, and if I take damage, that would be really sad. Now I'm back here, and I was able to gain another heart, which technically does nothing except allows me to open the door. I threw away all my weapons, so say goodbye to those, and I walked on the final path. Overall, this challenge was a lot of fun, and I hope to do more of the game once I reach 1,000 subscribers. So, if you really like this video, please subscribe. And with that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And finally, this challenge is over.